What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is Carter Scotland Allen here, and today we're taking a look at the next installment in the Batman franchise with Batman Returns. This is the second film directed by Tim Burton. Let's not waste any more time and get into Batman Returns. So, Batman Returns came out in 1992 and starred Michael Keaton once again as Batman. This is his last installment as Batman to date. He will be reappearing in The Flash 2022, so very excited for that, very curious for that. But as for Batman Returns, this was once again directed by Tim Burton, starring Michael Keaton, had a really stacked cast. You have Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, Danny DeVito as the Penguin, and Christopher Walken. I forgot his name, but he was great. And this was written by Daniel Waters. The monstrous Penguin, who lives in the sewers beneath Gotham, joins up with wicked, shock-headed businessman Max Shreck to topple the Batman once and for all. But when Shreck's timid assistant Selina Kyle finds out and Shreck tries to kill her, she is transformed into the sexy Catwoman. She teams up with the Penguin and Shreck to destroy Batman, but sparks fly unexpectedly when she confronts the Caped Crusader. Alright, so let's start with the directing of this film. Full spoilers ahead. This is 30 years old. Full spoilers. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, come back, check this review out. So the directing of this film was fantastic. I have to say, right out of the gate, I like Batman Returns more than I like Batman 1989. I also think the villains in Batman Returns are better than the villain in Batman 1989. Comment down below if you think I'm crazy. But with the direction of this film, Tim Burton knew exactly what he wanted. This film is obviously darker. Selina Kyle's death is really graphic. Even the Penguin's death was honestly pretty graphic. His blood coming out of his mouth, he just falls forward and then his body gets pushed into the water. It is a really graphic film for being 1992 and also for being a semi-family friendly movie. Also, this is the film that McDonald's decided not to give away Happy Meal toys for because it was, so graphic at the time. And that was one of the issues with this film, is that so many people thought it was too dark and that it should have been, more family friendly, which I was completely fine with everything in this film. I actually prefer the darker route. I don't think anything in this was necessarily too graphic. Even for kids, honestly. I think Tim Burton knew exactly what he wanted to do. He knew that he wanted to amp up everything that was good and creepy about Batman 1989. Everything that was creepy and the world building, it was just all amplified in a great way. And the fact that Tim Burton was allowed basically full creativity on this film, I was very happy, very pleased, and also very disappointed that he didn't get to go on and do a third Batman film. Now, as for the cast and the characters, I will have to say that Bruce Wayne, Batman, played by Michael Keaton, his character overall is better in this film. He has some more character development than in Batman 1989. His love interest actually kind of, makes sense and is something that Batman fans want to see, because Catwoman is an important part of the Batman world, and so bringing her in and having that be a relationship, a love interest, was a really great. It was just a really great idea, and the whole dance sequence when Selina and Bruce both find out that they are who they are. It was a really well done sequence, and that was really well done because the cast was really phenomenal. Michelle Pfeiffer is fantastic. She could play, really sensual but also really creepy, and she's kind of terrifying. I would argue that she might even be more terrifying than the Penguin. Sometimes the Penguin's lines can come off a tiny bit too corny, but I personally love that about the Penguin, and I love Danny DeVito's Penguin, so we'll just move on right on to that, because Danny DeVito, I'm sure, probably got a lot of shit when going into this film and when he was hired for this film, but I have to say, I absolutely loved his performance. I thought everything was just grimy and creepy. His line, when he sees Catwoman, he's like, something along the lines of, oh, that's the pussy I'm looking for. This is not, it really isn't, that family friendly, but kids could get away with watching it. I watched it as a kid. I'm fine. Or maybe I'm not. I would honestly say, though, Max Schreck would probably be my least favorite character, not because Christopher Walken was bad, but just because it was a little bit boring. I do like that he pushed Selena Kyle out of the building, and I loved Selena Kyle's transformation into Catwoman because of that. But that, kill by Max Schreck, it was good. It was a good way to make him involved in the story. However, I just don't feel like throughout the entirety of the film, Max Schreck was completely important. Now, as for the story, I have already kind of said some story points that I liked and some that I kind of disliked, but we'll go ahead and kind of reiterate some of them. So right out of the gate, I liked the story between Catwoman and Batman. I think seeing that love interest, but also have it be a villain, is a great dynamic for Bruce and for Batman, and it's something that I'm very excited to see in the new iteration of Batman with the Batman 2022. I do think at 2 hours and 6 minutes, this film does feel a little long and a little aged today, but that's just because the story doesn't progress in a way that modern films do. The fact that the Penguin's parents decided to basically kill him and leave him for dead was really, really dark. I personally have only really known the mob boss side of the Penguin, and I still then don't even know where the Penguin, comes from, why he became the Penguin. And so, watching this film, I was completely fine with this origin, because I didn't know much of the Penguin really going into it, so I was very happy with his origin, and it's really brutal. And the fact that Pee Wee Herman plays his dad, I thought was cool. Overall, the story is really well done. However, the climax is a little bit boring and doesn't have a complete payoff, because, Catwoman, she kills herself when she kills Max Schreck, which is then later revealed in the final shot of the film that she's alive, but that really doesn't work, because Michael Keaton and Tim Burton weren't given the chance to do another Batman film, and so we weren't given a chance to see Catwoman and Bruce again. So it just, for me, seeing the fake out death, it just didn't work. Now, as for the cinematography, I will say the cinematography in this film is fantastic. They took everything that I liked from Batman 1989 and completely amped it up. There's more color. The world building within Gotham is fantastic. The amount of detail on all these miniatures is insane. The visuals are fantastic. I loved the Batmobile. I love the costumes. I especially love Selena Kyle's Catwoman costume. That, for being 1992, they did a killer job with that costume, as well as the Penguin. Fantastic. The fat suit was fantastic. His nose was fantastic. Everything about the character designs was honestly perfect, and if they just took all of those character designs and just honestly reused them, I'd be okay with it, just because, they're really well done, and it's Batman, it's Catwoman, it's the Penguin. Also, I forgot to mention this during the story, but I did like the aspect of the Penguin taking control of the Batmobile. Alright, and now on to the final thoughts. So, at the moment, Batman Returns, I definitely like more than Batman 1989. I also will have to say I do like it more than the upcoming film in the Batman franchise, which is Batman Forever. That's the one that I'm going to be reviewing next, which I'm really not that excited for. But yeah, this film was good. It was great. It was a really fun time. This is a movie that I would actually consider rewatching maybe once a year, once every 2 years type of thing. I think I might even go out and purchase this film, because I loved this movie as a kid. I might go out and purchase it if I find it, if I find Batman 1989 and Batman Returns on Blu-ray for a combo pack of $20, I'll buy it simply for this. But yeah, if I do buy this, then I do have to go back and buy Batman 1989, which I said in my previous video I didn't want to buy. So yeah, if you are the biggest Batman fan, you've probably already seen this. If you haven't, go watch it. If you don't like superheroes, don't watch it. If you love superheroes, and you know what, most of you, if you're watching this, you've probably already seen this film, and if you loved it, you love it, and that's great. If you don't, tell me why. If there's any reasons that I said that you may align with, let me know in the comments below. So this movie is streaming on Hulu, and I would honestly say it is a great choice to just go and watch, put it on, especially if you are going to see the new Batman and you know you're going to see the new Batman, whether you see it in theaters or not. I would say watch this film going into it because it is the first serious take on Catwoman, and Catwoman is going to be appearing in the new Batman as well as the Penguin. And so I'm very, very excited for the Penguin. The Penguin is a character that's honestly really, really tricky to get right, I think. That's been, an example of that is Oswald Cobblepot in the Gotham TV show, which he did fine, but it's not the Penguin. And this movie, honestly, if it reappeared in theaters, I would go out, I would see it, I would pay money to go see this in theaters and have a fun theater experience. It is a Batman that just is, it's close to my heart, not in a way that The Dark Knight is, but it really is just a fun Batman, and I think this Batman Returns is just everything that I didn't like about Batman 1989 was, kind of taken out or pushed to the side. So I love this film. I definitely think you can see Tim Burton's vision and Tim Burton's style in this film much more than you could in Batman 1989. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I will be taking a look at Batman Forever tomorrow. Stay tuned for that video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Carter Scotland Allen, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.